Yes. She has separated them already.
This one is even
Wow,
flowering.
beautiful flower.
Hello, this is Priscilla from Greenspace, and today we're out in Lusaka West. We're here to see the grand opening of Exotic Gardens. For those of you that have been following the channel, you'll know that this is Auntie Mwiche's greenhouse project where she stores her special plants but has opened it up to the public for sale. As we drive into the entrance of the gardens, we're just greeted by the greenery that you would expect from Auntie Mwiche's place. We did arrive a little bit early, and as expected, we found Auntie Mwiche hard at work setting up for the afternoon's events. Her friends from the garden club will actually be here to have a look around and support her on her big day. The greenhouse looks very different from how it looked at our last visit. She's doubled the quantity of plants that are inside, but as she'll tell you herself, there's still so much more work to be done. You can tell at a glance that Mwiche is quite the collector. She's got a fantastic range of specimens, and I'm sure many of you will be disappointed to know that some of these are actually not on sale. This is where she keeps her babies, her favorite plants, especially in the philodendron section that she's been growing a while. However, there are some plants like this variegated anthurium here, which are worth noting. And then we have a purple version of the same. And then the ever popular fat boy, philodendron. It's very unusual to come to a nursery and see such large specimens. Take for example this Hoya. Usually when you go to a common nursery, you'll just find small cuttings. It is quite slow growing, so seeing something as large as this is really impressive. Similarly with these cacti over here. I know them as curly Sue. I've only ever seen 1 or 2 strands, but here is a beautiful full pot of the curly Sue cactus, as well as some Christmas cactus, some variegated tradescantha. Another interesting thing about these gardens is the different varieties of plants she has. So she's not limited to one color or one type, but she's got various specimens within the same family. So this one's commonly known as Crown of Thorns, going at a very reasonable price of 50 kwacha. But you can see she's got at least 3 or 4 different cultivars in there, including with this lovely lush pink one, and this Euphorbia millii, the common one that we have. A lot of us use it for fencing. Look at the varieties of agave she has. In the gardening community, agaves are quite on trend at the moment. It's got more down here. So over here we have another interesting family of plants, the Dracaenas. We've got this one. We've got this variegated one. We've got this common one, but quite a mature specimen. It's got about 4 or 5 stalks. So although Dracaenas are shade tolerant, they do take the sun as well, so you can actually plant them in the garden if you're looking for a nice shrub. And then in this corner we have some of the more unusual ones. You can see this lovely one with the bright yellow variegation, and then one down here with the extremely curly leaves. The displays in the nursery area help show you the potential of what your plant could look like. For example, this large euphorbia. Normally when you see it in a nursery, it's a single cutting and not that spectacular. But as you can see, by putting it here or In this tire arrangement, it's filled up nicely, taken all the space it needs, and has become quite an attractive feature. Over here we have my favorite family of plants, the Sansevieria, which I'm told have now been reclassified as Dracaena, but whatevs. And yeah, in this grouping you can see at least 7 different varieties, including one I've never seen before. I'm not sure if these would be for sale, but if you are a collector, these are definitely worth making a run for because of the slightly different coloring. Sansevieria has got many different cultivars, and as you can see from her collection here, the range is almost endless. So she has the cylindrical variety, different sizes, so they're not necessarily the same thing. I think the one at the bottom here is known as Starfish. And then there's some larger ones, I'm not too sure. You can identify Sansevieria by their flower. They've got this very unique flower which comes out in white or shades of pink. And look at that display. A full pot of Sansevieria. And then as we move over here, we've got some of the more common Trifasciata types. This one's quite common in gardens. But then you get shorter varieties, and I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but they're not all identical. The one at the far end is a bit twisted. This one has got straighter leaves. This is a whale fin Sansevieria. I'm not sure, I think it might be indigenous, I'll have to check. Look at the patterning on that one. Very different from this one. I believe these ones at the back are known as elephants' toothpicks. These huge cylindrical Sansevieria. And over here we have some Euphorbia. Stunning, stunning specimens. These will, although they look modest now, they do grow into quite a substantial bush. Something else I like about this garden is the accessories that she has. So you can, I've just found these plant poles, which will be very useful if you have climbing plants. There's this beautiful giant fish, which is a tillandsia arrangement. If looked after well, these tillandsia will create a nice vibrant bluish green covering over the fish. Here are some prized items. These are ZZ plant. It's very unusual to find a large specimen of ZZ plant like this on sale in a Lusaka nursery. And in addition, you'll see all these large hanging baskets of Hoyas. There are many nurseries in Lusaka which were started as a money-making enterprise, which is wonderful. But this nursery is really the overflow of Aunt Mwiche's love of gardening. You can tell from the mature specimens, the rare and unusual collection she has, the uncommon plants in the various stages of growth, that you're in the space of a gardening angel, a real garden lover.